Morning. Yes, bright Sunday morning here. I figured I'm due an update, so while the light's good, and I might as well put up say a few things that I've been doing. I've not been doing as much as I was doing previously. I've doing some exams at work, which is taking up quite a bit of time actually. So that's eating into the painting time quite significantly, but only for a few months. So yeah, I'll still keep doing things along the way, but might just slow down a little bit. But yeah, we're keeping going anyway. I finished these a couple of weeks ago, to be honest. I've been meaning to do a video on them for ages, but just not quite got round to it. But as I say, this morning was a good opportunity. So yeah, these are Warlord Games Hessians. Not quite finished. I just got to put some tufts on the base, but yeah, other than that, they're done. I'll varnish them obviously when I've done that. I've got another unit that I've done the base colours and the wash. So when I've highlighted those up and based them, I'll do all the tufts together, I imagine. And then I'll have a couple more units. I'll have I think 4 units of Hessians then, and some Jaegers as well, so I'll have a decent sort of brigade for a game, which would be quite nice. Yeah, so not vastly different to a lot of stuff you've seen from me before and fairly recently. Warlord Games figures again. Usual thoughts about them. They're okay, but they're not great. Some of the poses are a bit odd and they're a bit fiddly to put together, and they're a bit brittle in places, but yeah, they work. I've based them up as before. I've got a big base of 8, which is, yeah, that'll do me for a unit for sharp practice. Take the leader out to be a leader figure. Drummers and flag bearers can be, or colour bearers can be characters as well in sharp practice. Got a big unit, two extra bases of 4 on the end, which gives me a big unit of 16 for a large game. And if I'm playing Rebels and Patriots, I just take that one away and I've got a unit of 12. So yeah, I think I've covered all my bases with this one as best I can. And they're all on pennies, so that keeps, rather than 2p's or 25mm rounds, so that keeps the sort of keeps the footprint down a little bit, and they're all magnetised, so they shouldn't move around too much. So yeah, I think I've covered everything in this as best I can anyway. So yeah, nice looking unit. Really enjoyed doing them. They are called. Where are we? There you go. Von Rule Grenadier Regiment. These guys, as I understand it, much like the British, the Grenadiers used to hive off and form their own battalions, but this was actually specifically a Grenadier battalion, and had quite a lot of Grenadier figures, so it was a good way to use them, I thought. Yeah, so they're nice figures. Flags at the back as well. They were just out of the Warlord box set, I think. Yes, they were out of the Warlord Hessian box set. There was some flags in there. Just photocopied them and printed them off on normal paper, and they seem to have done okay. So yeah, nice unit. As far as the AWI goes, I've now pretty much done all the sort of British and allies I was going to do for a while. I've got plenty to keep me going for some fairly large games now, if I sort of add the Hessian allies. So yeah, in terms of what's next, yeah, still making a few decisions on that really. I've been, obviously, while the weather's a little bit warmer before it gets really horrible, I've been making up lots of figures, which I'll get up the garage and prime, as I say, before it gets too really cold and unpleasant. So that's a lot. I've been putting together a lot more of my sort of Carthaginians that I had, the ancients. A few of those to do still. Sorting through some old 15mm Napoleonics I've had knocking around for a while as well, putting those to sort of cleaning those up with a view to priming them and maybe doing some of those. So yeah, the other thing, I was having a chat with a friend yesterday. We're going to be playing a bit of. I've been playing quite a lot of sharp practice recently, but he hasn't. And we're going to have a sort of a game of it next weekend, and he's sort of reading the rules and getting quite enthused. And he's talking about putting together some French for the sort of Napoleonic era. I've got quite a lot of French and British figures knocking around here as well, so I was mean to get to one day, and perhaps that's making me think that now might be the time to start looking at those as well. If he's going to put some French together, I can put some British together, and we've got some games for us hopefully. So yeah, lots of things going on. But so the main thing at the moment, I'm trying to get these exams sorted and fit bits of this in along the way. So yeah, another unit done anyway, and as I say, there's another unit of these Hessians which are not far from being done, so yeah, we're still making progress. There's one other thing I've been doing as well recently. I'll put those up and come back to you. Yeah, for some reason I had the urge to paint some little guys, so I dug it out. I've got a lot of 15mm Austrians. I've got quite a big army that's sort of painted up, but I've still got loads that I haven't done yet. So I just had the urge to paint up some little figures, so I've got these ones out. These are obviously 15mm Old Glory, as in Old Glory 15s, not Old Glory Blue Moon, which is a whole area of confusion that caught me out at a show once before, but I know what I'm doing with that now. But yeah, I've had these knocking around for a while, and I just fancy doing Austrian Napoleonics, obviously landwear, landwear, take your pick. But yeah, nice figures actually. I started, I sort of cleaned them up and washed them and got them ready for priming, and the detail wasn't very good. I wasn't particularly thrilled with them, to be honest, but once I'd actually primed them, I then put an Army Painter dark ink over the top, just to sort of pick out the detail a bit, and actually you realise there's quite a lot of detail going on, and they're really nice figures, so quite pleased with those. Most of my Napoleonics, the 15mm ones, were Blue Moon, Old Glory Blue Moon rather than Old Glory, but they didn't do so much landwear, so I picked these up at a show a couple of years ago, and yeah, nice figures. I don't know why I felt the urge to paint them, but I did. I think maybe I haven't done any 15mm for a long time. The painting's come on quite a bit since then. I've learnt a few different things, and I just wanted to see how those things might apply to 15mm figures. Wasn't a total success all along the way, but it came out okay. I think that's the first unit I did. Officer at the front there. I don't know how good the light is. Not great, is it? But yeah, I'll maybe put some stills at the end, see if we can get a bit better picture of them. But yeah, they came up okay. I didn't highlight those. I just painted them sort of slightly lighter colour than I wanted, and then put the dark tone ink over the top, which definitely brings out definitely does do what it's supposed to do. It settles in the creases, darkens things up a bit, so it does give you some shading. But I think next time, or the next unit, I decided I would try and do a few highlights, and I think they did benefit from it. I wasn't ever sure I could highlight 15mm figures, to be honest, but it can be done. I didn't do everything. I just did their jackets and their faces a little bit, just a few things, and the whites and their facings, just to sort of bring them out a bit. I didn't do everything, but I think in future I will do a lot more of that, because it does actually pay off. I think I did a sort of I think it was Vallejo military green I did them in originally, which was kind of the right colour, but then when you put the ink over the top, from a distance it's actually quite hard to tell it's green, so I then went back and got a lighter green. I think it was flat green, and just painted that in, sort of blocked that in to give a bit of a highlight, and it actually sort of come up okay, I think. So yeah, I went through the other night, I went through all the 15mm and sorted them out into units, so I've got a few that they've all got to be cleaned and washed and primed, so there's still quite a bit of work to do, but I know what I've got now, and they're definitely on the radar that I'll dip in and out of them. I think that was always the plan, just to do a little bit of them here and there, and over time I'll just build up the army that I've got already. So yeah, so that's me really. That's what I've been up to lately. It's been about a month since I did a video, so I was definitely overdue to do another one, even though progress has been a bit slower than it used to be, which hopefully will not last too much longer. But yeah, that's about it really. So not a lot else to say. I think really enjoying everybody's videos. Seems to be a few new channels that I've sort of discovered recently that I didn't know about before, which is great. Lots and lots of Napoleonics going on, which is perhaps one of the things that's making me think, if my mate's up for doing some sharp practice, then it might be the time to dip into those as well. So yeah, lots of things to think about, lots of things to do, and yeah, thank you for watching, subscribing. I've had a sort of jump in subscribers recently, which is great. It's steadily increases over time. You get the odd one or two here and there each week, but so we had a little glut all at once, which was nice. So I hope people are enjoying, and thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching. Comments, as always, very welcome. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I think don't want to take up too much of your time. They say time's precious and everything else, so look after yourselves. Thanks a lot, and we'll speak to you again soon. Take care.